Welcome back to Quantreef.com. ETH is sitting right around 1908, right in the middle of a tight range that's been coiling for a bit. We've got a lot to cover: liquidity, support and resistance, VWAP, Fibonacci, fair value gaps, positioning, and where this likely goes over the next several hours. Let's get into it. Price is at 1908, trading just above session VWAP at 1903.92 and above the anchored VWAP cluster around 1902 to 1907. Those two anchors are close enough to treat as one zone. That puts buyers slightly in control on a short-term basis, with price accepting above value, but the broader read is neutral to cautious given the layer scores underneath aren't fully aligned bullish yet. The upside pool sits near 1944, carrying roughly 60 billion in resting notional. That's the strongest wall above and the obvious magnet if momentum extends. Downside, there's a comparable pool near 1854 with similar size. Liquidation odds are split almost evenly, 49 up versus 51 down, which tells you neither side has a clear magnet edge right now. Price could get pulled either direction before it actually reverses, since markets love running stops before turning. On the panel above price, resistance 1 sits at 1927.74, then 1981.29, then 2029.90. Below, support is the 4-hour swing low at 1873, with the stop-loss level marked at 1868.25. Given the tight stack of resistance overhead, I'd lean toward resistance 1 at 1927 getting tested first. A clean break below 1873 would invalidate the bullish read and likely trigger stops resting just under it. Below price, there's an unfilled 4-hour bull fair value gap between 1885 and 1904, acting as a nearby magnet with a high revisit tendency. Higher up, a daily bear gap sits way overhead near 2030 to 2055, but that's a longer horizon story. On the Fibonacci swing, price is sitting right near the 0.382 retracement around 1900, so it's hovering right at a pivot, likely to react to that 4-hour gap below before anything up at the daily gap. The grade reads as watch, N printed at 75, HTS at 57, decent readiness but not there yet, dragged by weak stats volatility and behavioral scores while relative strength and trend carry it. Retail is 67% long, top accounts near 60% long, but the 4-hour taker flow actually skews short at 51.7 versus 48.3 long, so aggressive sellers are actually outpacing buyers in real flow, meaning the long-heavy retail crowd could be the one squeezed if price pushes up. Given the balanced liquidation split and taker flow leaning short, I'd watch for a push toward the 1927 to 1944 zone first, sweeping that resting liquidity before any real decision. If buyers succeed there, retail longs get rewarded but short sellers get squeezed, opening room toward 1981. If sellers defend it, expect a fade back toward the 4-hour gap and 1873 support. Remember, ETH largely takes its cues from Bitcoin, so check Bitcoin's own liquidity map before leaning either way here. Bullish case confirms above 1927 with targets into 1998, bearish case confirms below 1873 with downside targets toward 1854. So we're at a real decision point. Whoever grabs the next liquidity pool likely dictates the next leg. If this kind of breakdown helps, give it a like and subscribe. Quantreef.com runs this same 9-layer grade, probability, and liquidity read across more than 100 coins, and there's a 7-day trial if you want to dig in yourself. As always, this is for educational purposes only and isn't financial advice.